TV4 has confirmed Oprah Winfrey bought 870 acres of land in Kula in the central part of Maui. The media mogul spent $6.6 million from Ulupalakua Ranch. That's on top of 100 acres of land that Oprah already owns in upcountry Maui.
That I'm not part of the club. And a lot of you listening to me right here, right now, you're not part of the club either.
A governor going on television after a massive tragedy where we don't even know the number of people dead yet. You have this massive area that's been burned to the ground.
Yeah.
And then he starts talking about taking it over for the state. That's an insane position to take.
It is.
Post-tragedy. When people are suffering at their most, they can't even believe it happened.
Yeah.
They call her a philanthropist, a media mogul. But what if Oprah Winfrey's empire was built on a lie so insidious it reaches into the pockets of every American? She's got you fooled, smiling to your face while she's scheming behind your back. We're about to expose the truth about Oprah's plan to steal from the American people. She built an empire on empathy, a billion-dollar brand fueled by the promise of empowerment. From humble beginnings, Oprah Winfrey ascended to become a global icon, a symbol of hope and inspiration for millions. Her words resonated with the masses, her book club launched literary careers, and her philanthropic endeavors touched countless lives. But what if the carefully crafted image of generosity and compassion masked a darker truth? What if the woman who promised to uplift was secretly plotting to exploit? Now, two unlikely voices are rising from the shadows, challenging the carefully constructed narrative and threatening to dismantle the Oprah myth. Ice Cube, the streetwise rapper turned Hollywood heavyweight, and Joe Rogan, the outspoken podcaster known for his unfiltered commentary, are joining forces in an unprecedented investigation. Armed with a trove of confidential documents, insider testimonies, and a shared suspicion of unchecked power, they are prepared to expose the shocking truth about Oprah Winfrey. They claim her empire is built not on empathy, but on a meticulously orchestrated plan to deceive the American public and line her own pockets. Prepare to question everything you thought you knew as Ice Cube, and Joe Rogan pull back the curtain, revealing a hidden agenda that will leave you stunned. The truth is out there, buried beneath layers of carefully crafted PR and strategic philanthropy, and it's about to be revealed. From a talk show host to a media mogul, Oprah Winfrey has constructed an empire of staggering proportions. Her name is synonymous with success, her influence undeniable. She built a platform on the power of personal connection, sharing her own struggles and triumphs with the world. Her show became a confessional, a place where celebrities and everyday people alike bared their souls. Captivated by Oprah's empathetic gaze and seemingly genuine vulnerability, she curated an image of authenticity, of a woman who had overcome adversity to achieve unparalleled success. Her book club propelled authors to bestseller lists, her magazine graced coffee tables across the nation, and her network broadcast her message of hope and self-improvement to millions. She became the ultimate tastemaker, the arbiter of what was worthy of attention, the purveyor of a carefully crafted vision of the American dream. But what if the Oprah we see, the one who preaches vulnerability and authenticity, is merely a carefully constructed persona? What if the public face of empathy hides a private reality far more complex and calculated? What if the woman who claims to share her deepest truths has been strategically concealing her real personal life, manipulating her image to maintain her position of power and influence? Ice Cube and Joe Rogan believe this is the case, and they're prepared to expose the meticulously crafted illusion that has allowed Oprah to amass her fortune and control the narrative for decades. They allege that the Oprah we see is not the Oprah who truly is, and the discrepancy between the two is the key to understanding her alleged scheme. Ice Cube, a product of the streets of Compton, built his career on defying expectations and speaking truth to power. He's never been one to back down from a challenge, his lyrics a testament to his resilience and unwavering commitment to authenticity. He stared down the pressures of the music industry, the scrutiny of the media, and the expectations of a society that often tries to silence dissenting voices. He's not intimidated by fame or fortune, and certainly not by Oprah's carefully cultivated image. Similarly, Joe Rogan, a stand-up comedian turned mixed martial arts commentator turned podcasting giant, has carved his own path, unafraid to question conventional wisdom and challenge established narratives. He's built a reputation on open dialogue and critical thinking, inviting guests from across the spectrum of ideas to engage in often contentious conversations. He's no stranger to controversy, and he doesn't shy away from powerful figures, regardless of their status or influence. Neither Ice Cube nor Joe Rogan are easily swayed by the opinions of others. nor are they intimidated by the titans of the entertainment industry. They are independent thinkers, driven by a shared desire to uncover the truth, even when it's uncomfortable or inconvenient. They see through the smoke and mirrors, the carefully crafted narratives and PR spin, and they're prepared to expose what they believe is the real Oprah, the one hidden behind the facade of philanthropy and empowerment. They are not afraid of the repercussions, the potential backlash from a powerful media empire. They are here to tell the world what they believe is the reality, regardless of the consequences. Part of Ice Cube and Joe Rogan's investigation centers on Oprah's alleged history of exploiting black artists, particularly actresses, for personal gain. They claim a pattern emerges when examining the careers of those who have crossed paths with the media mogul. While Oprah's public persona champions empowerment and upliftment, particularly within the black community, Ice Cube and Joe Rogan allege a different reality behind the scenes. They point to instances where rising stars, full of potential, saw their trajectories falter after associating with Oprah, their careers mysteriously stalling or taking unexpected downturns. They question whether Oprah's celebrated platform truly serves as a springboard for black talent, or if it instead functions as a mechanism to control and exploit their narratives, ultimately benefiting Oprah's own brand and bottom line. This alleged pattern of broken promises and stifled careers forms a central pillar of Ice Cube and Joe Rogan's case, fueling their determination to expose what they believe is a carefully concealed system of manipulation and exploitation. They claim Oprah's empire is built on the backs of those she claims to champion, and they are determined to expose this alleged injustice.
I'm just tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost. I'm tired of hearing my sisters say the same thing over and over. It seems every time I do something and I break another glass ceiling, when it's time to renegotiate, I'm at the bottom again, like I never did what I just did, and I'm just tired. And I see what you do for another production, and when it's time for us to go to bed, you don't have any money. They play in your face.
And it's not just these people talking about it. Several prominent figures, including Toni Braxton, members of Michael Jackson's family, Monique, and Dave Chappelle, have publicly criticized Oprah Winfrey, alleging questionable business practices. These accusations have created a stir in Hollywood, with these high-profile individuals bringing their concerns to the forefront. Monique's criticisms, in particular, stem from her experiences during the 2009 Oscar campaign for the film Precious. She alleges that Oprah, a producer on the film, pressured her to attend the Cannes Film Festival for promotional purposes. Despite Monique's desire to spend time with her family, this refusal, Monique claims, led to her being labeled difficult within the industry. The tension between Monique, Oprah, and Tyler Perry dates back to 2009, originating from Monique's stance on unpaid promotional work for Precious. Her omission of Perry, Winfrey, and director Lee Daniels from her 2010 Oscars acceptance speech further exacerbated the situation. Monique contends that these events resulted in her being blacklisted, and she attributes subsequent career difficulties to the influence of television executives.
So Tyler Perry says to me, listen, you may really want to consider promoting this film, because if you get nominated for an Oscar award, your next film is $3 to $5 million. And if you win it, your next film is $6 to $8 million. I said, Tyler, who you talking to? I'm a black woman. Where do they pay those type of salaries, brother? I said, what I cannot do, Tyler, is work for free. I've done what I was supposed to do. I cannot go overseas and do this for free, Tyler. So then he goes on about his spiel, you know. I said, well, listen, you can write me the check for me to go overseas. I don't care where the money comes from, but I'm not gonna do it for free. He says, well, I don't believe in giving money away for free. I said, I don't believe in working for free, so we're on the same page.
Monique has recently escalated her claims against Tyler Perry, alleging she possesses audio recordings of him admitting to spreading rumors about her being difficult. She asserts that Perry, in this alleged conversation, acknowledged his wrongdoing and promised to publicly clear her name after the release of his 2016 film, Boo, A Medea Halloween. Podcast host Sharp corroborates hearing this alleged audio, though it was not aired on the podcast. Monique maintains the recording was obtained legally. Monique's conflict with Oprah stems from what she perceives as Oprah's repeated overstepping of boundaries, particularly regarding a deeply personal matter. The situation intensified when Oprah featured Monique's brother, Gerald, on her talk show. This appearance, which also included Monique's parents and another brother, occurred in 2008 after Monique had publicly disclosed Gerald's of her during her childhood. The timing of the episode, coinciding with both the escalating feud and Monique's Oscar win for Precious, further fueled the controversy. And this was all a ploy for Oprah to make life a living hell for her and ensure that she doesn't get any money from the industry. Monique asserts that Oprah contacted her prior to the show, explaining Gerald's purported wish to apologize and offer advice on protecting children from predators. Oprah allegedly invited Monique to participate, but she declined, wanting no contact with her brother. This incident, deeply personal and sensitive for Monique, became a major point of contention. She felt Oprah had violated her trust and exploited her family's trauma for the sake of her show. This public airing of a private matter further strained their already fraught relationship, adding another layer to their ongoing feud and leaving a lasting impact on their interactions. The conflict between these two influential figures continues to captivate public attention. Monique's response: she made it clear she wanted nothing to do with her brother, but suggested Oprah still go ahead with the show, just in case he had turned a new leaf. Back then, Monique felt grateful that Oprah had at least reached out, but oh boy, this was just the beginning of the saga.
I start seeing commercials with my mother and my father and my other brother who used to be my manager, who knew the fear that I had with the brother that was up on stage.
Monique recounted to Sharp. Here's the kicker. According to Monique, Oprah never clued her in on the fact that her other family members would be on the show.
You betrayed me, sister. Had Oprah Winfrey said, I'ma have your mama, I'd have said, shut that down.
Monique also alleged that her family initially approached Barbara Walters for the interview, but Walters turned them down. According to Monique's account, Walters said, "Monique, I told your family I can't do that to you. I wouldn't do that to you. You just won that award. Why would I do that to you?" Looks like it was a messy situation behind the scenes, and she's gone to extreme lengths to steal from Monique. During her appearance on Shannon Sharp's Club Shay podcast, Monique expanded on her feud with Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, and Lee Daniels, alleging that Winfrey leveraged her influence to secure roles initially intended for Monique following the controversy surrounding the Precious Oscar campaign.
Lee Daniels came out and said, I did offer Monique the butler. But as he said to me, he said, Mo, at the time I didn't have no power and I didn't have no money. So when Oprah said she wanted it, so who played the lead role in The Butler? Oprah Winfrey.
Monique further claimed on the Club Shay podcast that a similar incident occurred involving an unreleased Richard Pryor biopic, where she believes Oprah again intervened to secure a role originally meant for her. Despite reconciling with Lee Daniels in 2022, Monique used the podcast platform to reiterate her demand for an apology from Oprah Winfrey. She also challenged both Winfrey and Tyler Perry to appear on the podcast and address her allegations directly.
You've been unfair. You've been unjust. And you watched a black woman be thrown under the bus, and you said nothing. This woman has overstepped with me in so many ways. I'm not hurt personally, I'm hurt for our community.
She told the podcast. The controversy surrounding Oprah Winfrey continues to escalate, with new allegations adding fuel to the fire. Beyond the ongoing feud with Monique, claims of Oprah underpaying black actors have emerged, further complicating her public image. One specific example highlights Taraji P. Henson's reported compensation for her role in The Color Purple. Despite the film's impressive box office performance, earning over $18 million on its opening day alone, Henson allegedly received only $500,000 for her performance. This disparity between the film's financial success and Henson's comparatively modest salary has raised questions about fair compensation practices within Oprah's productions and sparked accusations of exploitation. These allegations paint a troubling picture, suggesting a potential pattern of undervaluing black talent despite their significant contributions to the project's success. The situation has drawn further attention, with these two adding their voice to the chorus of criticism, publicly echoing the claims of underpayment and amplifying the accusations against Oprah. With such high-profile figures entering the fray, the conflict has transformed into a major Hollywood showdown, with industry heavyweights openly challenging one another and airing long-held grievances. The situation remains tense, with the potential for further revelations and accusations as the controversy continues to unfold. In 2018, Monique launched a boycott against Netflix, citing racial and gender bias in their payment practices. She publicly criticized the streaming giant for offering her a significantly lower sum of $500,000 for a comedy special, while white female comedians like Amy Schumer reportedly received multi-million-dollar deals. Monique's protest highlighted the persistent gender pay gap, particularly its amplified impact on Black women in the entertainment industry. She positioned her experience as representative of a systemic issue, impacting countless Black women navigating the complexities of Hollywood. However, Monique's call to action faced criticism, notably from Steve Harvey. He questioned the boycott's effectiveness, arguing that she hadn't provided clear instructions for supporters. He challenged her approach, asking what concrete actions she expected people to take, such as canceling subscriptions or staging protests. Harvey's comments implied a disconnect between Monique's concerns and the experiences of everyday people, suggesting her complaints lacked relatability due to her existing success. Despite the pushback, Monique remained steadfast in her demands for fair compensation, refusing to be silenced even when confronted by powerful corporations and criticism from within her own community. Her unwavering stance underscored the importance of advocating for equitable pay and using her platform to challenge systemic inequalities, even when facing opposition. Monique's willingness to speak out, even when uncomfortable, served as a powerful reminder of the importance of using one's voice to fight for what's right.
This problem that you had in Netflix is rich people problems. Because they looking at us going, you talking about you didn't get millions, or you got this, you ought to be cool.
Monique said she disagreed because she was talking about inequality, and it's devastating. She then took aim at Harvey, saying she would have appreciated his support.
What I would have appreciated from my brother was had you picked up the phone before you went on the air and said, Monique, you've burned too many bridges and there's nothing I can do. See, I would have appreciated had my brother called me up and said, baby, let's talk.
Harvey shot back that he had a major problem with Monique going on stage during a stand-up comedy show and saying Daniels, Winfrey, and Perry could suck her.
When you made that statement, the narrative got flipped. We can't cure darkness with more darkness.
Everybody, I got some pretty good updates for you regarding our People's Fund of Maui. Got some great news, some awesome news actually, that I'm very grateful to share with you guys. And the news is this: the thousands and thousands of survivors, the families, they have now, over the past couple of weeks, started to receive their first round of funds. They're receiving their money. And I got to tell you, it's been the most gratifying and moving thing is receiving all the messages, all the videos, and the messages from the survivors, from the families, of course, whose lives have been devastated by the horrific fires that hit our island of Maui. Thank you guys so much for the incredible messages. I realized right away of what this actually means and what it means to all of you, as all of you have expressed to me, is that this is a step. And for many of you, it's the first step in getting back up on your feet and taking those first couple of steps of life and getting your life back and taking control back of your life, and what that means. So thank you so much for your incredible messages. I'm so grateful that you guys have started to receive your first round of funds. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge all the messages that I did receive, because I pay attention to everything and I take receipts. I keep receipts. Is when we first launched the fund, there was some backlash that came with launching the fund. And I want to address and acknowledge that backlash right now. And here's what I have to say about that. I get it, and I completely understand. And I could have been better. And next time I will be better. And I understand, money ain't falling out of the sky and it's not growing on trees. And there's a lot of people out there who's living paycheck to paycheck. And I get it, and I know what that's like. I've lived paycheck to paycheck. $7, I know what that's like. And when you are living paycheck to paycheck, I don't want to speak for everybody, I'll speak for myself, but I feel it's connected. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, I was easily pissed off and I was frustrated. And the last thing you want to hear when you are living paycheck to paycheck is someone asking you for money, especially when the person asking you for money already has a lot of money. So I get it, I understand. I'd never launched a fund before, but I'm a quick study and lesson learned. So thank you. And I also feel that's one of the greatest things about my social media platforms and the transparency that we have and the relationship that we have, that we keep it real. If I do something and you guys love it, you let me know. Rock, we love it, let's roll. If I do something and you hate it, you let me know. Rock, we hate it. Don't ever do that shit again. Again, lesson learned. I'm a quick study. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I will say that the most important thing about this message is the fact that the families have been getting their money and that they are getting back up on their feet. And why it's so moving to me and so important to me is that when we're down and we rise back up and we do it together, we'll become one. And when we become one, we become stronger. And in that is a reflection of who we are as Polynesian people. It's like deep in here, that's our mana and our spirit and our strength that we get from our ancestors. So I'm so proud of our community and our culture. I love you guys. Thank you. I can't wait to come back home to the islands of Hawaii. I can't wait to get back to Maui and see everybody and give you hugs. And I can't wait to get to one of my favorite gyms in the world, the Maui Powerhouse. You guys stay strong. I got some gifts coming for you. Okay, Maui, stay strong. I love you. Aloha.
Adding another layer to the growing controversy surrounding Oprah Winfrey, suspicions have emerged regarding her potential involvement in alleged scams related to the Maui Wildfire Relief Fund. While the Maui fires were initially perceived as a natural disaster, unfolding details have fueled speculation about the involvement of wealthy and influential figures, alleged financial improprieties, and even theories about the fire's origins, including potential arson and the involvement of higher authorities. Oprah's name has become increasingly entangled in these discussions, drawing unwanted attention and sparking further controversy, particularly regarding her collaboration with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson on a relief fund. Dwayne Johnson publicly addressed the backlash surrounding their fundraising efforts in a video posted on Instagram. Acknowledging the public's concerns, he admitted to shortcomings in their initial approach, stating, "When we first launched the fund, there was some backlash. I get it, and I completely understand, and I could have been better, and next time, I will be better." This statement suggests a sensitivity to public perception and a recognition of the need for greater transparency and accountability in their handling of the relief fund. The situation adds another dimension to the ongoing scrutiny surrounding Oprah, further complicating her public image and raising questions about her involvement in the Maui relief efforts. And it's really alarming the way she was involved in the Maui fires. Oprah Winfrey's extensive real estate portfolio includes properties worldwide, with a significant concentration in Maui. Among her holdings are a $52 million Montecito estate, a Chicago duplex, a property in Antigua, a Telluride ski chalet, and notably, approximately 1,000 acres across two Maui towns, Hana and Kula. In 2023 alone, Oprah acquired a substantial 520-acre property for $3.89 million, followed by another 330 acres for $2.47 million. Even more curious are her 2022 purchases of two 10-acre parcels for a mere $100,000 each. These acquisitions raise questions, particularly given the timing of a subsequent fire that devastated neighboring properties, while leaving Oprah's land seemingly untouched. This incident echoes a similar event in 2017, where a fire near her Montecito mansion spared her estate. Following the 2017 fire, Oprah expanded her Montecito holdings to 70 acres, and in 2019, added a 4-acre complex that was later affected by mudslides. These events have fueled speculation about Oprah's potential role in these incidents, with some theorizing that she might be intentionally creating chaos, perhaps seeking to replicate the peculiar protection her properties experienced during the Montecito fire. Amidst these growing suspicions, Oprah partnered with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to establish the People's Fund of Maui, announced via Instagram on August 31st. Then Oprah and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson launched the People's Fund of Maui, pledging that all donations would directly benefit the fire-ravaged residents of Lahaina. However, the initiative drew mixed reactions. While some praised their efforts and personal contributions, others criticized the fundraising appeal, given their combined estimated net worth of approximately $3 billion. Critics pointed out that their initial $10 million contribution represented a small fraction, less than 0.5% of their combined wealth, according to sources like Forbes and Insider. This disparity fueled public questioning, particularly regarding Oprah's significant land holdings in Maui. Many questioned why she wasn't offering some of her unaffected land to displaced residents instead of soliciting further donations. This perceived incongruity fueled skepticism and raised concerns about the fund's true purpose. Further fueling suspicion, some have theorized that the seemingly improbable protection of Oprah's properties during the fire might be part of a larger scheme to consolidate land ownership among the wealthy elite. These theories suggest potential manipulation of the fires to displace residents and pave the way for large-scale development or luxury resorts. Joe Rogan also pitched in.
A governor going on television after a massive tragedy where we don't even know the number of people dead yet. You have this massive area that's been burnt to the ground.
Yeah.
And then he starts talking about taking it over for the state. That's an insane position to take.
It is.
Post-tragedy. When people are suffering at their most, they can't even believe it happened.
Yeah.
Now, rumors have circulated that the funds contributed by Oprah and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson were directed to their own organizations rather than directly benefiting the wildfire victims. This has intensified public frustration, with many questioning why the promised $10 million hasn't reached those in need. Critics argue that the celebrities should have simply distributed the funds directly instead of initiating a broader fundraising campaign. While Oprah stated that their initial $5 million established the People's Fund of Maui, the subsequent fundraising approach, encouraging public contributions to empower victims' financial control, contradicts the initial impression of direct aid. Further investigation by concerned individuals revealed that the fund is managed by the Entertainment Industry Foundation, EIF. However, the EIF's previous year's audit reportedly indicated that a substantial portion of donations covered operational expenses such as salaries, advertising, rent, and bonuses, raising concerns about how much of the collected funds would actually reach the intended recipients. The reported high salary of the EIF's CEO has further fueled public skepticism and criticism. These revelations have sparked widespread backlash against Oprah, with many accusing her of misleading the public and questioning the fund's transparency and effectiveness. Public frustration continues to mount as questions remain unanswered about the allocation of funds and the ultimate benefit to the Maui wildfire victims. So, what do you think? Comment down below and let us know. If you like this video, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be the first to see my next video. I post updates like this every week where I uncover the secrets of your favorite celebrities.